When we think of fictional worlds in popular culture, there's a few series that come to mind. Star Wars, Star Trek, A Song of Ice and Fire, and The Lord of the Rings are without a doubt the most famous. There's a common link between these series. They all have some of the most well-known constructed languages. Star Trek has Klingon, A Song of Ice and Fire has Dothraki and High Valyrian. The Lord of the Rings has like 15 different conlangs, notably Quenya, Sindarin, and the Black Speech. And then there's Star Wars. They all speak English in Star Wars, known as Galactic Basic in universe. There's a few poorly developed languages such as Shriwook, Droidspeak, and Huttese, and the Arabesh alphabet appears for written text in the films. But where the original conlangs of Star Wars fail, one newer conlang rises to shine, Mandoa, or the Mandalorian language. Let's take a look at the Mandalorian language's history and how the language works. This video was made possible by my Patreon supporters, with special thanks to Kiernick, Agmishwa, Eden, Obfuscable, Benny, Pirate, and Acorn. If you enjoy my videos and want to help out the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon and subscribing if you haven't already. In universe, Mandoa evolved from dialect spoken by Tongs. Being a Mandalorian requires that one speaks Mandoa, and as a result, the language has almost no loanwords, as Mandalorians dedicate themselves to full ascension into the Mandalorian lifestyle. In real life, the language was originally developed by Star Wars novel author Karen Traviss, although she has since distanced herself from the language and leaves further creation up to fans. The first appearances of the language were snippets in the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic video game, words in the novel The Cestus Deception, and the intro song to the video game Star Wars Republic Commando, which was in Mandalorian. Of course, today, with the television show The Mandalorian, the language has been thrusted into popular culture and has a fan base of dedicated Mandalorian learners, notably on Mandoa.org. Super cool website, non-sponsored. Check it out if you're interested. There's also a Mandalorian writing script, but due to time constraints, we're not going to spend too much time on it. It was created by Philip Metchon for George Lucas, and it looks pretty cool. I like the vertical aesthetic, but the glyphs do look very similar to each other. Let's take a look at Mandalorian sound inventory, grammar, and an example. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an IPA chart for Mandalorian's phonology, and I'm too lazy to make one myself. But once again, Mandoa comes to the rescue with approximate pronunciations for English speakers, which is better than nothing, I guess. The language is pronounced similar to Galactic Basic, which again is just English, with the absence of the sounds associated with F, X, or Z. There are no silent letters, but the Romanized orthography has a lot of the inconsistencies in spelling that English does. As for its grammar, Mandalorian is an agglutinative language with a natural heavy usage of affixes. Verbs are not conjugated per se for tense, but a past or future prefix is added. There is no passive verb. All infinitives end in an R, and said R is dropped to yield the root. The interrogative and imperative moods are marked by a sentence initial prefix, and negation works in a very similar way. Adjectives and adverbs are not distinguished and are formed by the addition of a suffix. There's also no grammatical gender, and articles are only used for emphasis. This grammar is simple, efficient, and it gets the Connor Quimby seal of approval. Now, if you want a good sonic example of the Mandalorian language, you might as well just watch The Mandalorian, but I'll give it a shot. As would be expected from warrior language, much of the vocabulary is militaristic or fighting-based. Here goes. Ni sukui, karkiradesh, ni partaili, gadarasum. Verd orishia baskargam. Kanarirha kegishe, roleta resol. And I have to add this amazing insult, Kashmir solus, which literally translates as his brain cell is lonely, meaning he's an idiot. Now, some of you may be thinking, wow, this isn't the topic I expected from you. Well, this video is a birthday/thank you gift to one of my Patreon supporters, Kiernick, who along with my other patrons has been supporting the channel and helping me pay for the microphone and drawing tablet I purchased for the channel. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be released at the end of this month.